Santa Barbara Teen Sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen at KCSB AM 1290. We welcome you all to join us
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. right after the news. This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes and all the people and all those wonderful businesses that have been supporting those athletes. That said, woo! Where is all my co-hosts? That's all right. Hey, I got the two best right now. We've got Hallie Muggy. Woo! How you doing, Hallie? Woo!
I'm good.
Yeah, put your hands together for Hallie.
I went for a run today. Aren't you proud of me?
A run?
A run.
That's because basketball is over and you got to keep that shape going. You got some hot freshmen in there. I mean, you might be losing your spot. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe you'll be carrying the toolbox. No!
Maybe.
No,
we'll see.
Well, maybe if you showed up on Friday nights, I could help you out.
I know.
That said, I took Dominique on a Friday night a couple of Fridays back. Dominique Hackett, my health coach. I had to put it up, right? Did I not put? Were you shocked?
Hello, Erica. I was shocked.
There you go.
I confess, I watched three-pointers in a row. Amazing.
With my eyes open. Oh, nice. Yeah. I didn't even do the eyes closed yet. So, no. We had a good time. The kids are out there Friday night, 7 o'clock, Goleta Boys and Girls Club. So, if any of you boys, you just want to kick it on a Friday night, play some basketball in Goleta, we've got the keys. We open the doors 7 to 9 Friday night. Couple more weeks before you guys go back to school, so check it out. It's our pleasure to be able to do that for you guys. All right, Dominique, we need a mantra. What's our weekly mantra?
We've got our happiness mantra for this week is, when you're having good posture, keep your heart open. People don't know it, but
everybody stand.
Our heart.
I'm slouched. I'm like, this count is like holding me up, and then everybody's like, stand up. Okay.
Yes, because our heart is actually a sensory organ. So when we have good posture and we have our heart up, it's actually looking up into the horizons. It's bringing us information about how we are feeling about what's going on in the world and what's going on in our life. So having good posture, having our heart open, it's going to make it easier to interact with the world and to have really good connection to people and really healthy relationships.
Nice.
So good posture and keep your heart open.
Now that my posture is up, you know what? I realize I need an adjustment. That said, who do we have here today?
I have a really special guest. Actually, you don't know all the story about, but my special guest is Dr. Caren Elin.
Oh.
And I have a couple of incredible stories. She actually saved my life almost, 11, 12 years ago, when I had my first heart attack. I've told you the story about my heart attack, but Dr. Caren Elin is here to give us some information about sports and health. And,
wow.
Yeah, good posture.
That was a little tongue twister.
I know.
Your eyes got all watery. Oh, Pass, I don't even have the tissue. Dr. D, where's the tissue?
She's like my second mom.
Oh, awesome. All right. Who else do we have?
I don't know if I can follow that.
Who else do we got?
I brought with me Charlize and Charlie Bisagni.
Nice.
Charlie plays soccer,
Nice.
and Charlize does polo. Not water polo. It's the horse. The horse polo.
We got that.
Yeah.
And who else do we have?
We have me.
I know. And then we have, I think we brought their coaches, did we not?
We did.
Yes.
We brought Coach John.
Oh, and Coach John happens to be the coach for the Westmont Club, two-time national champion. Put your hands together.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. We love Westmont. All right, so they both own. We're going to get the Polo Club, their little riding facility. So we're going to get them out, and they're also up on the site. So if anybody wants to get a free ad, and you want to kick some dollars, and you want to check that out, please do so. $100, you get a free business ad, and all of the money goes to your favorite nonprofit that's linked to Teen Sports Radio. We have her all Dr. Dugan. Put our hands together for Dr. Dugan because we have all the new commercials. And Kesey Bella, Chris at Kesey Bella, I love her. 10% of everything that she makes now, if you mention Teen Sports Radio, she's also linked to the site. 10% goes to the challengers. Yeah, we hooked that up. Mm-hmm. And then also the same with European Sun. 10% of everything they're making. She has 2 locations now, Las Positas. My friend Lisa Ballard, and the Goleta location over by Kmart. So you mentioned Teen Sports Radio, 10% again goes to the Challengers. See, so we're just rocking and rolling. What we're going to do now, we're going to take a quicker break because Dr. Dugan, what's your name? Dr. Dugan. You gave me the 1 minute sign, but I want to break early because we have a lot to talk about. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
9 a.m. right after the news. And Hallie, where else are we?
We're on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube and teensportsradio.com.
We got to work on that. It's a little high. That's okay, though. You know, this is 9 o'clock in the morning. You know what we're going to do? We're going to shoot it right over. Let's start off with the coaches, and I'm going to shoot it right off to Wendy, okay? The best... I don't know. John's looking at me. He's not saying anything, but I would think that, you know, he's very blessed to have her as a spouse. Okay? Indeed. You got to get a mic here. John, if you're going to say something nice about the wife, you got to put it up on the mic.
Indeed, I am.
Oh, there you go. I like your accent. Where are you from, John?
New Zealand originally.
New Zealand. Okay.
I was born in Argentina, and I immigrated to New Zealand.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Wendy, I'm going to throw it back over to you.
Okay,
How did you meet this hunk of a man?
Oh, that's a very long story.
That's okay.
I was just training polo horses, and he was a professional polo player, and that was an easy one.
Oh, wow.
So I fell in love.
With the horse or John? I don't know. I mean,
Both.
like the horse? I'm just asking. No?
It's a love affair with the horses and with the man.
That's nice. No, seriously, was that in this country? Was that
Yes, it was up in Northern California at the Menlo Polo Club, where we first met.
Nice.
And
How many years ago was that?
25.
Okay, so then how did you land in Santa Barbara?
About 20 years ago, the the manager of the Santa Barbara Polo Club asked John to come down and manage the polo. You jump in, John.
It was the polo. I was assistant manager, polo manager.
Okay.
And then the Santa Barbara Polo School started in 1999. That's when John started coaching and giving lessons and coaching teams. And then in 2006, John took it over and created his own business, the Santa Barbara Polo School. And so now the Santa Barbara Polo and Racket Club lets us use their facilities to run our polo school.
Fantastic. How many kids are you serving right now?
Oh, wow. If you include riding lessons as well as polo, probably maybe 50?
Nice.
50, yeah, 50 I would say.
So if I had a child, I mean, how old do you start working with them?
Oh, I love that question. And the reason I love that question is because I've heard a lot of answers to that, and everybody has the ages they want to work with. Mm-hmm. But if you're just talking about riding, the thing that I love to do is get them as young as possible. So I have a 4.5-year-old, I have a 4-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old. And what I like to do is I like to teach them first how to communicate with the horse with their touch and their sound of their voice. And then I like to teach them how to just balance on the horse. And it's all very natural for a child because animals and children go together well. And they're on a very gentle horse. And then I focus on balanced riding and just working with what the child brings to me.
Nice.
So every lesson is very individual with every child. And then if they want to go into another discipline, then that's the way I point them. And if they want to take polo, we go to John.
Awesome. Dominique, you had a question.
Yeah. So what age do you like to start with them when you're teaching them how to play polo?
John.
Probably about 10, really. They've got the strength to do it then, and the patience to listen to what I have to say to them too. Any younger than that, it can be quite trying for them and for me.
What's the asset that you're looking for in a child that you know will make them be a great player?
Determined, good listener, and of course being right-handed too, which is very important. You can't play with your left hand in polo.
What's your favorite part of being able to interact with the kids?
Well, I went to military school in England, and what I like to do, even though I was sort of basically a private at school, I'm now the general, so I like to sort of have my little army, and, I teach them the Roman phalanx, Scottish hedgehog, British square, Zulu horn, and I like to try these things with the youngsters, but more so with my Westmont older kids. Yep.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, explain to us what one of those means. What's the hedgehog?
The hedgehog, basically, it's just a group of players, and one goes to the right, one goes to the left, and one goes straight. And the opponents don't know what that is. And the Zulu horn is basically it's a group going forward, and you think that the offensive line, the attacking line, is in front, but it's actually the horn comes round, and that's where they're attacking from, and yet the opponents thinks they're attacking from the center, but we're actually getting them from the side.
Very Napoleon.
Well, yeah, he was French. Am I allowed to say, am I profiling here?
Now, you said that someone who is left-handed cannot play polo.
Yes.
Okay. Why, and why couldn't you have an all left-handed polo team?
Oh, I love it.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And basically, the reason why they do that is if there's a ball in the middle of the field, and I'm going 30 miles an hour south on my right-hand side, and there's a horse coming up the other way, north on the right-hand side, we can both actually meet the ball. But if one was a lefty and one was a righty, the horses would collide, and that's why we don't.
But you can be left-handed. You can be lefty-handed.
Oh,
you just
yes,
have to
you can
play
be
with
a
your right
left-handed.
hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I believe there's another name for what you've just described. They call that jousting.
Yes, and I'm also a certified umpire. I umpire at the club, and there's quite a bit of jousting going on.
That's awesome.
All in good fun, though.
Yeah, awesome. I have a question. When you start somebody off at 10 years old, so when you have to pick, the picking of the horse is huge, correct? I mean, you have a 10-year-old child, they've never been on a horse. I mean, so you have to suss out that child's, I guess after you've been doing it for 25 years, you could probably instantly, pick a horse for, how does that work?
That's a good question. I rely strongly on donation horses for the program, and I try and pick safe horses to run the school. And I always have 5 or 6 horses that fit that criteria for those kids, the 10-year-olds. Mm-hmm. Of course, I don't get my 20-year-olds from Westmont to play those horses, but I do get my 10-year-olds to do it. So that's a good question.
One final question from me, and that is, what's the ball made of?
That's a good question.
Yes. When I first started playing polo, it was made of willow wood. But then they've graduated to plastic balls. Huh. Yeah, and they actually sound like a willow ball, and they dent like a willow ball does. But the program that I run during the winter is in the arena, and we actually use an inflated, small, hard soccer ball. It still hurts, but it doesn't. We try to keep it as safe as we can. Yeah.
A few weeks back we had on Hearts Kirby, the director of development for Hearts Adaptive Therapeutic. club, that would help with special needs kids. So do you have a relationship with them? Because they get donated horses that are the same kind of horse that you would need for like a 10-year-old. I mean, I'm not, if a child is challenged, but then there's a 10-year-old that's never been on a horse. I mean, it's just we're dealing with the kind of horse that you need, not, the person that's sitting on it. So do you have a relationship with them? Or?
Yes, I do. More so with donations of saddles and bridles, and once in a while a horse here and there. And I know the polo community will give them a retired horse that's suitable for that.
We donate to them.
For that program.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Dominique.
So when's your next game?
Well,
Is it called a game? Match.
Match game.
Match game, yeah.
The program runs from November through to April during the winter months. I do have lessons with some high school kids and college kids during the summer, but the competitive against UVA, Cornell, all those East Coast teams, we don't play them till November, December, January, February, March, April.
How long are the matches?
There's 4 chukkers. In indoor, it's 4 chukkers, and as long as you're a mathematician, 7.5 minutes a chukker.
Oh, there you go. Hey, we got the smooshy side. I want to take a break, but I want to talk about your relationship with Westmont, coaching the 2-time champion. I know you brought a couple of kids here, too. We're going to recognize those. But let's take a quick little break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please join us every single Tuesday, 9 a.m., right after the news. And Halle, where else are we?
We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram and at Teen Sports Radio.
.com. Oh, my God.
That was lower.
That was really low. That's all good, though. I don't know what
I actually have a question.
Okay.
I was just wondering if you guys give out scholarships for
Good
the kids.
question. We love money.
Thank you.
That is a good question. So the Santa Barbara Polo School has this program that's for kids, junior high, high school, and college program kids in the Santa Barbara area, greater Santa Barbara area. And the Santa Barbara Youth Polo Association actually spends all year round trying to raise money for scholarships for these kids. So there's a cost, but then the children apply for needs / merit-based scholarships. So that's the Santa Barbara Youth Polo Association that does that.
Santa
They're
Barbara
the nonprofit.
Youth Polo. So that's what's on the site.
Right, I believe,
Association.
yes.
Okay, great. If anybody out there, again, wants a free business ad, write a check to the Santa Barbara Youth Polo Association, and we will give you a free business ad. That's the name of the game, is to give back to the kids in our community, because I'm sure you need some money.
Yeah, and we have kids from all walks of life in the program.
Awesome.
I mean, from all schools, and it's just really beautiful to see all those kids get together with the horses.
I mean, when I went there, we'll get to John here in a second, because I was invited with Mona Wild over at Westmont to go check out the polo team, because I didn't even know Westmont had a polo team. Okay, I'm being honest, right? And then they ended up winning the national championship again 2 times. Yeah. So I was there, and it's really cool because, I got to meet the parents and the grandparents, and the one woman, God, I don't remember her name. She had an accent, but she told the story. So here I see her grandson, on the field, with the hitting the ball and boom, 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 and she reenacted the whole. She was having such a deja vu moment of how, because she played polo, and then she had said how she just grabbed them, and the daughter's there, and she goes, "Yeah, this is how." I said, "How did your son, get involved in polo?" He goes, "Oh, my mother played polo." I'm like, "Is that right?" Mom's in her, up there in age, and she goes, she just swooped the child, out of the bassinet, and on the horse they went. And she goes, I go, "Would you scared?" And she goes, "I thought it was really." I go, "But he just got it in the blood, before."
Well, it's interesting because the grandmother you're talking about, her grandson Patrick Uritz was the team captain for the Westmont team that just got the national title twice in a row.
Awesome.
And we just found out, just got named the Intercollegiate Player of the Year by the Polo Training Foundation. Yeah, that's Patrick Uritz.
The funny thing is, when they came out, and I just was, I don't know, I'm having an ADHD moment or whatever. So when I got text, they won the championship, they only won the conference. So I put it up on Facebook that they won the national championship. And then I was afraid to bring it down because, I thought that was bad, karma or whatever. So I just left it up there.
So you kept it?
Yeah, I
And
kept
then
it
they
up
won.
there and sweating, dripping. And then, because it was a close game with
That
the
was
University
tough.
of Virginia.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on! I already predicted the future. And I'm like, oh, my, and they know, too, because they saw it. And I'm like, I am not pulling it down because I thought it would be
That's a
cooties.
phenomenal game.
I know, I wasn't going to do that. So I want to throw it over to John. John, first of all, again, put your hands together for John. Great job. Good time. I mean, the humblest guy. And I looked at these kids, and so when you had these kids, how many years have you had them together? And then did you just feel it? Because you actually didn't even get to make the championship game. Is this true? I heard last year because you had some recital. Is that right?
Yes.
Were you at a recital? You didn't even get to see the championship 2 years ago.
Yes, my daughter was singing in Pittsburgh.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
And that gift came from what? Mommy's side of the family? I don't know.
No, it came from me, actually.
I'm just saying. All right, so that was nice that they did it again, won the championship. Because they didn't want you to, have them miss that reverend moment.
Yeah, well, I was very touched. They galloped past before the game, and this one's for you, John. That's what they said to me. So,
So nice.
it's taken a great deal of effort from the boys, and they've worked as a team. This particular boy, Patrick, and his brother, Wiley and Tony, I had them briefly for one season during high school, and then then I've had them for 4 years.
So is this
in
about
college.
parents getting together over tea and saying, okay, this John guy at, in this place in, Santa Barbara, this is the guy we want? I mean, does it work like that, or did you sit the parents down and said, look, I think you have something here? Because it's two families, right? I mean, pretty much?
Yes, it's a bit of both, actually. They've known me for a long time, they just they wanted a good education and to have the Santa Barbara Polo Club so close with their arena that they very kindly let us use.
Nice.
During the winter. It was a no-brainer, really.
Nice.
Yeah, Westmont's a really nice school. Good, very educated kids come from there, and very disciplined too.
Nice kids.
Nice
They have
kids.
a national reputation for their...
I'm a graduate.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
You're okay. What was that about? Yeah, pause. Okay, we can compress the air. Okay,
Yeah, I can
in
tell.
between the pause. All right, that's all right. Wasn't you laughing and looking at me like, oh, you're kidding me? No, I really did graduate from.
Yeah, no,
Westmont.
it's a great
Look
school.
at these two little kids. Let's talk about two little kids that you brought. Introduce them.
Oh, these are wonderful children. This is Charlize.
Gorgeous, number
Yes.
one. Yeah.
Charlize.
Hey,
You go ahead, John.
Charlize.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, so we got you. You're on the horse. You're playing polo.
Yeah.
Yes, you like it.
Yes, I love it.
So what we seeing? What Westmont 2018? Is that what we're talking about?
Sure.
What, yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. Got to get two families together. There you go. I like it. All right, good. So how did you get started in polo? Let me ask you.
I really didn't start polo. I actually started riding, and then I decided to do something new on the horse, and I decided to do polo.
Yeah.
And when I began, I loved it, and then when I met John, it was even more fun experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was for me too.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, so did you bring how many? So you need three. Is it three's on a team, right? Yeah, three on a team.
Yeah.
So can you find two girls like that of your age that just want to have that same passion? And I'm really serious.
Yeah. No,
And you got
actually.
the coach, and you got the players, and you got the field, and you've got the love.
Actually, there's two more girls that play polo with me.
Yeah?
Ooh,
and they're dynasty. I'm smelling it.
they're like they're almost like the same. They pretty much rode horses and they loved horses and they know.
So have you followed the boys, the 2-time national championship, the team, that Westmont team? Have you watched them?
They practice with them. The little kids practice with them every day.
Attitude, right?
Yeah.
Now. That's what makes altitude. That's what I like. Fantastic. So you're how old right now?
I'm 13.
Okay. Wow. Good. So where you go to school?
I go to Providence.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do we not support Providence?
Yes,
we
we do.
love Providence. Put your hands together for Providence. I do. I love Providence. I've had so many people from Providence come out here. I love that school. Fantastic. All right, so you've got all right, bring out your twin.
Okay.
You got your fraternal twin. He's like you. He's gorgeous. Okay. I told him when I passed him in the parking lot because he's got that Twilight look. Okay, I don't want to see your teeth. You scare me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I only saw Twilight for the first time about a week ago. So what's your name?
My name is Charles Bisagni.
Charles. Did you go by Charlie? CB? No, you don't have like a cute little hang time. Nothing. You don't have like nothing cool. Nothing.
No.
You've got to come up with something.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So how come you're not on the horse?
Well, actually, I tried.
And you fell off? No. Just kidding. Your sister
Well,
pushed you
I
off.
actually got scared because once I was in Argentina and I was little, and my dad made the horse go really fast, and then I fell
mean
off.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, but that's how I got scared. But then, like, not too long ago, I tried polo because I tried polo, just riding a horse, not really polo yet. But then it's because soccer season wasn't on,
Right.
and so I had nothing to do, and then. So I just tried it out, and then after that, I kind of didn't really feel like doing polo anymore because soccer came back on. So because I had nothing to do, and I was just thinking,
Yeah. It was a filler.
yeah.
That's all right. That's okay. Because you don't want to clean out the stalls anymore. I'm over it. I hear you. You don't got to clean out stalls in soccer. I hear you.
Yeah.
I play soccer. I like it. That's all right. So, all right, Dr. D's, give me smushy. All right, again. All right. We've got a couple more minutes, so we're going to spend some time with you. Okay, we're going to take a really quick break. So nobody go anywhere. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
9 a.m. Man, we've had a hot show. It is cooking in here. This is a typical August in Santa Barbara. Charlie! I'm going to call you Charlie. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Perfectly
All right, so real quick, you go to Providence yourself?
Yes.
Okay, and you're playing soccer for Providence? You play on a club team or no?
I play on AYSO.
Nice. Okay, so in addition to that, you play on another team?
No.
No? Okay, cool. All right, so like if you were going to go on a horsey right now and you had, you know, what is that called? A mallet, John? Is that what it called?
Yes.
Okay. So if you had a mallet, you're like head to head with your sister. I'm just saying. I mean, is she brutal? I mean, you know. Yes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, brutal? Okay, so like would you like say, okay, here, you can hit it? No.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to say that.
No, I'll go for it.
You're going to battle, right? Okay, cool. Like she's looking at me like, you know, like she says, open up the window. You know, there's a fly in the house. No, she doesn't say that. So seriously, so you think that you're going to be playing polo down the road or no?
I don't think so.
No, that's not your thing?
No, not really.
You just got to watch.
Yeah.
No, watching is good.
Yeah.
Watching the females at Westmont win the national title. That's what we want to be watching, okay? Oh, I feel like, look at smiling. I see lots of smiles in the house. This is it. We could say it was started here. Teen Sports Radio, right? Yeah. No?
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Hey, Wendy, why don't you give us some contact information because we have more guests, but I want to do everything I can this show to support you and, you know, what you're doing for the kids. So
Okay,
how can we
so
reach
if
you?
anybody has any questions, it's 805-729-4504. We're also at Santa Barbara or sbpoloschool.com. We have a Facebook page under Santa Barbara Polo School, and the email address is sbpoloschool@gmail.com.
Awesome.
And we have Instagram too.
Beautiful. Hey, I know you get bombed with questions. Is there, before we let you go, is there one particular question that you want to address, the audience here today about anything about the school? Or?
A lot of people ask us really good questions because polo's a mystery to a lot of people, but I just want to quickly say that you don't have to have your own horses. The investment in gear is minimal because the polo school has everything.
Nice.
So you just have to come out with a really good attitude.
Nice.
And, and willing to just kind of work hard and learn something new.
That's super. Fantastic. Thank you. Put your hands together for Santa Barbara Polo School. Woo! You guys, if you want to stick around, there's more, so I don't want to boot anybody out because it's so hot in here. Why not stay? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Dominique, who else do we have?
We have Dr. Caren Elin.
Woo! Dr. Elin's in the house.
Hello, Mom.
Hi, Dominique.
Well, I just want to express great love and appreciation to Dr. Caren Elin because she has this incredible understanding when people come to her and ask for, what might be happening with my body and stuff. She's so well educated about how the body works, and especially with sports medicine and with kids and so forth. I've just gotten so much great knowledge and advice from Dr. Caren Elin. I wanted to give her a chance to come on the show, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit and ask you, what do you recommend to kids so that they stay safe in sports?
Well, most importantly is I believe in a good, sound fitness program, and make sure before you play a sport you're well warmed up. Number one. Number two, for those who play seriously at the college level, high school level, you have a really good athletic trainer that understands prophylactic measures such as taping and other interventions that can be used. And as a chiropractor, I have to give you my background. It was my 5th career in life, and I was an exercise physiologist, and before that, I was a physical education major. So I majored in PE, I coached swimming, track, and gymnastics. I taught high school in the East Side, Lower East Side of Manhattan, coached the worst swim team in the Bronx, and then ran the worst evening community center in the worst community in Brownsville, New York. So, in Brooklyn. So when I came to California, I had a career teaching juvenile hall, but my interest was always in medicine. I didn't become a doctor because everybody wanted me to be a doctor. So I decided that I would become a chiropractor, and I did so, and I graduated in 1985, and I had the progressive mind that I always worked with surgeons. I really wanted to understand what could be done non-surgically as well as surgically. And till this day, the new state-of-the-art practice in chiropractic is to blend with physical therapists, surgeons, and others, which I've been doing since the day before I even graduated. I work with Dr. Björn Eck, and together with a number of nice people who were brilliant, we created a solution to regenerate not only a disc, but repair meniscus, repair capsules, and re-adhere tendons and ligaments. And so I believe that surgery should always be a last resort as a chiropractor, but there are many steps along the way to getting well. And if you get the right program and the right set of people working with you in rehabilitation, whether it be physical therapist, chiropractor, athletic trainer, whoever, it's important that you go through the steps. And remember that surgery is the last resort. And so my goal is to prevent injuries, athletic injuries, in any sport, even in polo. Even in polo. But I'd rather help the horses that get injured than the riders, because some of the horses can be really helped and saved.
So you do horse chiropractic?
Not professionally, no, just as a friend.
I like that.
Yes, I do want to work with horses because I believe in shortwave diathermy, which most people don't do. And there was a doctor who saved a racing horse, quarter horse, that won, and he has a pair of gold hoofs in his office because he put the hips of this poor horse on diathermy for hours and hours, and it speeds healing, and it penetrates 2.5, 3 inches deep right into the bone, through the muscle. And most people don't know about it when that beautiful thoroughbred had to be put down, I was trying to write a letter. I just couldn't send it to, save that horse's life that got injured last year, not this year, in the Kentucky Derby and whatever. So everybody does have accidents, trips, falls, and all kinds of crazy things that happen. The most important thing is to get a good diagnosis up front. Just don't hobble around with it, because people hobble too much. And I learned only one thing in medical school. You don't have to grow up and be crooked. So, get the help you need, look at all perspectives. And as far as football players, soccer players, those of you who watch the World Cup, you'll see the great attention that was paid by the players on the field to not hurt another player. I mean, they really tried to avoid impact and harming another player. Football, it's an opposite set of situations in American football, but they're changing the rules now. It was just changed, I think, last week, that those who are playing college football, high school football, that there can be no impact, only 2 impact practices per week from now on. No more constant impact. And the risk of concussion, and I'll use Muhammad Ali because everybody knows him. You don't want to wind up like a Muhammad Ali when you're 35 and 40 years old with brain damage because of concussions, repeated concussions.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Hey, Dr. Elin, what we're going to do, I got the little smushy sign from Dr. D. He's got his head bobbing. He's just like, he's not drooling, but it's okay. It just means that we got to go right now. We've got another section with Dr. Caren Elin. Please stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. All right, we're discussing this little tea drink that I'm drinking, okay? And I'm just dripping, okay? I don't have to worry about using the restroom for like the whole day because my health coach gave me this concoction, and it tasted a little strange, and I should have known it. But man, 15 minutes ago, all right, I'm going to give you the phone, please. Dominique, my health coach. You were my friend. What did you put in my tea drink?
Ooh. All right. What I'm working on doing for you is giving you teas that actually do not have caffeine in them.
No.
So that the cortisol level in your body can come down. Because what happens in our nervous systems is we will normalize a very high level of cortisol. Because if we keep our stress level high, our bodies will say, okay, that must be normal. So I'll make that normal. And so we start to think that being all stressed out and having a high cortisol level is the way life is. Well, actually, it's not. So what we're doing is we're reducing the caffeine because there's a dance between caffeine and cortisol for some people. So for you, it looks like that's true.
No, basically what you've done is you started my hot flashes. Okay? I'm 52. I've never had one, but I'm like, when I shake my arm and I'm wiping out the guests and they're wiping their face, like, what is going on with me right now? All right. Let's get back to Dr. Caren Elin. You had a question.
Yes. So what was your favorite, because I know some of the different athletes that you've treated. Mm-hmm. And can you tell me some of the favorite people that you've had an opportunity to work with in your year so far?
Well, I had many years I was involved with Circus of the Stars, and I just like any athlete. They're my favorite. But one time I did Mike Tyson before his fight, and he's got a neck that is as big as reaching out and touching somebody's shoulders. But it doesn't matter the clientele that I treat or who we treat. The point is everybody in my book is treated the same, whether it's Raquel Welch or anybody else. They all get the same care. And I don't ooh and ah anybody, but one of my greatest experiences in life was to stand on the stage in the wings with Nureyev and Baryshnikov, one on each side. Whoa. And so I did a lot with the ABT, American Ballet, and just thoroughly enjoyed that. So when an athlete comes and asks for help, they'll get my 24/7 undivided attention. for repair and speedy recovery, because the ball players, the football players, or the athletes that Dr. Eck and I worked on together, we had exponential healing results. And it's a great teamwork. And now still working with people like Circus Vargas, and everybody should go see it because it's a good show. And there are no animals. And but they have quite a number of people, and any athlete, no matter what you do in your life, you take care to do everything preventative to not get injured. So be as fit as you can, be as safe as you can, be as smart as you can in playing sports. And I love sports and sports in general, and I really appreciate everything that Erica does for all of you teens that are listening, because it's such a great outlet for you to learn how to work together as a team player.
I have a question. Have you worked on any polo players or equestrians or anybody that is involved in horses? And if so, what do you find their issues are?
Well, a lot of not directly anymore. With my friend Lynn, who was involved with the polo team, there's a shoulder and there's a hip. A lot of people's shoulder and hip. And then, of course, a torsional injury. You turn wrong. There's a lot of speed to the game. There's a lot of, the horse takes you, and they're like Pavlov's dog. They see the ball, and they're going to get it no matter what. You've got to stay with them and make sure you're directing them. But usually it's lumbar, low back, shoulder, if possible, and sometimes knee injuries, because you do have collisions.
I have a question. Overall, what's the most common injury? Because I know when I play basketball, and for women, these past few years, it's ACL that's become the...
Yeah, stop and turn, sudden stops and turns.
Yeah.
Well, the most important thing is if you know you have a weak ACL already, there's two things you can do. I don't believe in surgery, at all, but one, there's braces, which I try to avoid, and I try to put you in a semi-prophylactic taping job as an extra support system for you to not injure those ACLs.
Right.
And look at those polo players. I mean, I was hanging on for their knees, and in every match that they played, those knees, I don't even know how they get up and walk after the game.
Would you recommend? Because I know a lot of I don't wear it, but a lot of my friends wear braces, but it's almost as if they become dependent on the braces sometimes.
There are braces that you can set to lock out at a certain degree. So therefore, you're using all your legs, all your muscles, which are important to balance your agonist and antagonistic muscles, and make sure
that's an attitude right there. Agonistic and antagonistic. Right. That's a New York. It's a New York brace.
Oh, okay.
But no, but there are soft braces. There's taping. There are other things that you can use. You have to decide, one, how bad your laxity is. That's the most important thing. If you have a very lax ACL or posterior cruciate ligament, those are the only two things holding your femur to your tibia. Without them, you're kind of stuck in a problem.
Yeah.
And a lot of gymnasts and others have had multiple surgeries, ACL repairs, skiers, downhill people, and you want to make sure if you're going to do that you try to prevent it at all costs.
I know the taping is becoming a popular thing, I think, in the last, 10 years or so?
No, there's kinesiotaping. That's different. That's kind of a new fad, that you see the athletes on the Olympians. Yes, it does help circulation. It adds mild strength to the muscles along the lines that they're being used. But then there's the athletic taping, that athletic trainers should be well versed in. That is sometimes called the soft cast, or you can reinforce a ligamentous laxity. You can set the tenacity to what you want to support.
Can you do that for tennis elbow or for
tennis
the wrist
elbow?
area?
The Chopat strap is the best thing for that because the tendon's pulling on the attachment, the lateral epicondylitis, tennis elbow, and so you want to stop the tendon from pulling. You want to stop your tendon from pulling, so you use the Chopat strap, but it still doesn't strengthen that.
You need
that,
Dominique.
What works, if you're going to do it yourself, is frictions. Ice it and friction it as hard as you can to stimulate a healing response. Okay, that's one.
After you play, you do friction.
Well, when you want to recover it, and you want to heal it, you do frictions. Also, a rubber ball with lots of strength, so you can do lots of grips to strengthen.
John does that. He gives that to all his polo players.
Right, to strengthen. So there are lots. I try to teach my patients how to take care of themselves. I'm one of those doctors that likes to say, I don't want to see you more than 3 times ever, and if you're not better, you're on your way.
And I can attest to that because when I was recovering from my open heart surgery, I had to get up and walk right away.
Down to the end of the road and back.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, I really appreciate your emphasis on movement for healing because so many people, they get injured and then they do everything they can not to move that area because it hurts. But you've always taught me that movement increases circulation, which tells the body, hey, come heal me.
Exactly. You want to keep your range of motion. It's most important.
Use it to keep it and heal it.
Right. But there are things you can do nutritionally. So you can take my favorite product, and I don't care, I don't get anything from the company, is Nutrimax, glucosamine and chondroitin sulfates. They really help tendons, but the cycle is they only work for 24 hours. So you have to take it daily in order to keep the same good feeling. Now, I tell patients use whatever products you want, but the research done by Nutrimax has been phenomenal.
Can you say a really quick soundbite about use of hormones?
Yeah, the athletes who try to use hormones, and trust me, I've seen a lot of them in their day. I mean, when I had Mark Paul Gosselaar, when he was Saved by the Bell, trying to work with against Mario Lopez. He wanted to look like Mario. He's never going to look like Mario. You know, hormones, people who do things to pump up hormones, especially steroids, you hurt yourself. You decalcify your bones, you actually cause more problems to the tendons and ligaments. So it's not a smart thing to do. You can develop naturally.
Hey, what a blessing. Dr. Caren Elin, put your hands together. Hey, thank you. We had Charlize, we had Charlie Bisagni. Say it again to me. Bisagni. Thank you, Mommy. Okay, Bisagni. All right, Wendy and John Wesley. That's all for this week. Please join us next week. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. God bless Santa Barbara. Please tune in and join us next Tuesday at KZSB AM 1290 at 9:06 a.m. when we will go behind the scenes with the local students, athletes, coaches, parents, volunteers, and all other teen sports supporters. This is all brought to you by ePro Insurance Agency, leader in gift planning and wealth preservation since 1983. So please follow along and support our student athletes by reading the Santa Barbara News Press, and then join me, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen, Dr. Dugan, my co-host, friends, teens, every week on the Santa Barbara News Press radio station.
You're the best around. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna